Have here is a zone 1, an example of vertical clearance between a shrub and a tree, and also our roof clearance from the roof line to the bottom branches of a tree. Minimum, we want 10 feet roof clearance. That's 10 feet from your roof line to the bottom of the trees. This house, it's brought way higher, which is a good thing. So that is a good example of excellent roof clearance. Also, from here to the bottom of the branches here, if this was to combust, is this heat going to release and impact that? Not very much. And that's that vertical clearance you want. Normally what you do and how you find that is you take the height of the tree or the shrub and you multiply that by 1.5 times on flat ground. So this stack this 1.5 times and we make that cut. So this is a good example of vertical clearance between shrub and tree, and you can take that into all your other vegetation throughout your property. We're going to talk about horizontal clearance in zone 1. So from this vegetation to that vegetation right there, we want to have good separation in between them, and the separation is determined on how big each vegetation source is and the heat input that it's going to put off. So for this size and that size, this is a good break. What a lot of people do is they like to plant trees right next to your fences. And what that does is, like we talked about before, as a fence being a wick, catching on fire from somewhere out there, working its way down this path. And that heat from these fences is going to go right up into this tree or right up into these trees. They need to be planted far enough away and maintained so that if the fence is on fire, it's not going to impact your trees. And if your trees are on fire, it's not going to impact your fence. Because if your trees are on fire, impacts your fence can go straight to the house. If your fence impacts your trees, can go again straight to your house. So keeping those separate, that's what you need to do. So I want to give you an example of zone 1 and 2 where the vegetation crosses into both of them. Right here we have tall grass mixed in with a continuous fuel of brush. That's something that really needs to be addressed. One, this grass needs to be mowed down and removed to a minimum of 4 inches. When it comes to separating this vegetation, what you need to do is you need to take the circumference of the vegetation, multiply it by 1.5 times, and that's your distance in feet you need to have in between each fuel source. So when we want to address these shrubs, what you need to do is you need to bring them down to a maximum of 8 feet in diameter. And then you need to multiply that by 2, and that's the distance you need for this vegetation to be spaced. Also, the vegetation cannot be higher than it is wide.